Hi, Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage and the creator of 3 Day Weekend System. I'm glad to be here each and every week. I really do look forward to these lives. I think I've been doing them now for about 3 years every week, but I really do enjoy them because the goal of this, I do them for two reasons, is to have auto shop owners really look at their business differently, shift your perspective or your vantage, if you will, and really turn that into your competitive edge. When I speak with owners, when I meet them at different events that I'm speaking at, I really hear them tell me how, they're so caught up in the day to day, every day, that it's hard to look at the bigger picture. And when you can do that 15 minutes a week, right? To invest 15 minutes a week to really take that moment to look at it, it really does make an impact on your business. Taking that time to get some clarity. The second reason is I give you an action item each and every week so that you can actually apply it, put it into action. Because when you're consistent and you make small changes in your business, it really does cause a ripple effect. So you can listen to me, you can listen to someone else, but the value, the magic happens when you're actually doing something. So those are the reasons that I do it. And a common question that I get asked is, well, Marianne, who do you work with? And I work with single location auto shops. And I do that because this is a group that I really admire and respect. And they are caught up in the day to day. And the more that I talk to them, the more that I realize that they really are in overload and they really want to have a life. And the main thing is when we're on calls, they want to stop going 24/7. They've already sacrificed enough. So that's where I come in and help. They can have a business that runs, that's profitable, sustainable, enjoyable, and they don't have to give up their personal life. So let's get started. This week's topic is identity shift that changes everything. So this is something that I really wanted to break down today because your identity impacts every part of a shop owner's life. When you think about your team, your customers, your business, and even your family. Today, I really do want to unpack how embracing the owner identity really creates time, clarity, and freedom. That freedom that I was speaking about, right? In the very beginning, that all shop owners want. Many of them opened up their shop thinking that having a business would give them freedom. And when we're talking one on one, they tell me it's everything but. So here's the thing. You're already living multiple identities. There's so much more in us than just one flat identity. Think about it. Parent, partner, volunteer, friend, the list goes on and on. I can add grandparent, right, to my list. So why is stepping into the owner identity the one that many shop owners resist? Well, here's the thing. Many are wearing multiple hats in their day to day in the shop, but there is one that's missing. You show up differently as a coach to your kids' team than as a spouse. We realize that we're going to bring different skill sets, different personality traits when we need them. You don't bring your tools to the PTA meeting. Right? So why bring a wrench or any kind of a tool to every shop problem that you have? The issue isn't ability. It's not that you don't have the ability. The issue here is identity and the way that we think about it. You've been a tech for years. That's deeply ingrained. You weren't a master tech on day one. So it took years to develop that identity. But the role that you need now is the owner identity. Very important to make that distinction. So technician versus owner. As a technician, you solve what's urgent, right? There's a lot of things going on and you take care of them. A car gets towed in, a customer is concerned about their vehicle. You solve what's urgent. And you really get a lot of pride from fixing, from that immediate fix, from that immediate being able to diagnose. And you react very quickly. You can shift, right? I have working on this vehicle. Now I have to work on that vehicle. Or customers' personalities. You're like, okay, I need this. This needs to take a priority. This is a long time customer. Here's their situation. You react and you do it quickly. And you can shift from one job to the next job. So, when we think about this now, you have to step into the owner you. Okay. We have the technician you. Now let's look at the owner you. The owner you needs to be able to plan ahead, build repeatable systems, and develop people instead of being the fallback. That's probably the hardest one there, is developing people instead of being the fallback. It's really easy to jump in and save the day. So there's a lot of challenges with that, though. We think it's quicker initially, but it's not quicker in the end, because now you're the one that always has to do it. Thanks, Nick. So you're the one that always has to do it. So most shop owners never get clear on the identity their business needs from them. What do they need to bring to the table? They don't get clear on that. When I'm on calls, first time calls with owners, they'll tell me all the time, I don't understand what my role is as an owner. I kind of made it up as I went. So instead of getting stuck in the middle of this, right, in between the two, doing everything overloaded and resentful, we don't want that to happen. And that's what happens a lot of times. Instead, of choosing that role and being focused on it, they really get stuck. So why identity affects more than your shop? And it really does affect more than your shop. Identity, this shift that we're talking about here, doesn't affect only profit. Here's what it affects. Profit is the obvious one, right? But here's really what it affects. It goes deeper than that. How your team steps up, it affects that. Or they wait for you, right? And you're the go-to person all the time. They can't make a decision. They can't make a move without you. This identity shift also affects your customer's experience, because now you're showing up as an owner and you have the time and the space to focus on all the different areas of your business. It also affects your energy at home. Think about how you show up at home when you're less stressed at work, when you have a lot of clarity on what your role is and what you should be doing. Think about what that'll do for you when you show up at home. Now you can be present in that identity. I have a friend that decided that when he went home, he wanted to show up for his kids as dad, that playful person, that person that had imagination and was creative with his kids. So he decided when they were together, they made a little bracelet with their names on it, and the kids put their names on it, and then they made one that said dad. And when he walks in the door, that bracelet is there handy, and he puts that bracelet on and he goes into dad mode, and that's his identity. And he brings everything to the table to be present with his kids. And I thought that was just an amazing example of stepping into the identity. Not only is it the energy at home, but it's your ability to make plans without guilt, right? Ever been in that situation that you're trying to make plans and you feel guilty? If you don't change how you show up each and every day, the shop and everyone in it will keep depending on you for everything. So that's the thing. And this goes back to, if you have to jump in and save the day, and that's what you do, you're actually robbing your team of those wins, of figuring it out, of having a win and having that success, because you have to put your cape on and go in and do it. So it's really a nice shift to have your team, to see them have that excitement, that sense of accomplishment when they have that win and they're growing and developing. Don't rob them of it. So every week I give you an action tip. And so for this week, take out a sticky note or a piece of paper that you can write this on, and you can actually like tape it somewhere. And I want you to ask yourself this question: what would the owner version of me do today? Okay, think about it. What would the owner version of you do today? And put this where you're going to see it. Then write down 3 things that you're doing out of habit, out of routine, that the owner version of you would either delegate, document, it's something you can outsource, or it's something that you don't have to do. You don't have to do it. It's not needed. It's not making the business better. It's not generating revenue. It's not saving you time. Why are you still doing it? So I'm going to repeat that again. Think of yourself today, write on a sticky note or on a piece of paper somewhere, what would the owner version of me do today? And put it where you're going to see it. And then write down 3 things you're going to do out of habit, that you're doing out of habit. But now you want to let go of them. The owner version, what would they do? Would they either delegate, document that, or get rid of it? Think about that. And lastly, I want to leave you with a pro thinking tip, because we're thinking at a higher level. We're thinking at a pro level. You're not starting from scratch. You already know how to shift identities because you do it. And you've been doing it your whole life. Now it's time to apply it to your business, to be aware of it, to be very, very conscious of it, because that's the power of it. So thank you so much for being here. This is a very giving group. If you find this valuable, please share this with another shop owner that you think it would be helpful for. That's it for this week's Auto Shop Success in 15 minutes. If you're on the replay watching this and you have any comments, put them in the chat, because I'll respond to each and every one of them. I look forward to having you here next week. So have an enjoyable week. Thanks for being here.